The first mistake the galaxy made was assuming the humans would send soldiers. The second was realizing they hadn't. When Earth was finally invited to the Galactic Council, a monumental moment of interstellar diplomacy, the council chamber was packed with delegates, ambassadors, and military attaches representing 263 known species. They braced themselves for a display of martial pride, maybe some posturing, perhaps a show of firepower. Instead, a dozen humans walked in wearing orange reflective vests, carrying clipboards, mugs that smelled faintly of burned bean extract, and one battered roll of duct tape. "Morning," said the lead human, smiling like he was about to fix a leaky faucet rather than address the most powerful assembly in the galaxy. His name tag, pinned on upside down, read, Chief Engineer Malcolm Rains. The council stared. The Thesari delegate, whose crystalline body sparkled under the lights, cleared his throat with the grinding noise of two boulders colliding. "Forgive me, are you not Earth's ambassadors?" Malcolm adjusted his safety goggles and blinked. "Oh no. We're engineers. You wanted us to help fix your station's failing gravitic anchor, right? Honestly, judging from the specs, it's a miracle this thing hasn't folded in on itself like a cheap deck chair already." There was a silence so thick you could butter toast with it. The Kalari architect, proud master builder of 3 Dyson swarms, scoffed. "You speak as though your kind understands gravitic resonance." Malcolm grinned politely. "Understand it? We weaponized it by accident once. Does that count?" Several delegates twitched. Someone in the back dropped their datapad. And just like that, curiosity shifted to tension. The galaxy had always underestimated humanity. They'd catalogued Earth as a middling species. Squishy bodies, stubbornly carbon-based, armed with ships that were serviceable but nothing extraordinary. They made up for mediocrity with noise, caffeine rituals, and an alarming tendency to laugh while in danger. What no one had accounted for were the engineers. Soldiers fought. Diplomats negotiated. But engineers rebuilt reality while humming pop songs off-key. The Council's test assignment had been simple: repair the failing orbital station at Virex 9. It was supposed to keep the humans busy, keep them humbled, keep them from prying into serious galactic affairs. 72 hours later, the station wasn't just repaired. It had been reinforced with alloys salvaged from a moon the humans casually disassembled in the process. Counselor Drevik of the Thesari nearly short-circuited when he learned this. You mined an entire moon? 4 spare parts." Malcolm looked genuinely puzzled. "Well, it was just sitting there. Not like anyone was using it. Bit of a waste, really. You destroyed a celestial body." Drevik wailed. "Oh no," Malcolm said cheerfully, sipping coffee. "We upgraded it. Now it's spare material in orbit where it's useful. Efficient, really." The galaxy shivered. Humanity smiled. The name spread first as a joke, then as a whisper, then as a warning. Planet Breakers. It got worse. During the follow-up inspection, the humans ran a demonstration of stress testing protocols. These involved deliberately pushing the repaired station to the brink of collapse, while the alien delegation was still aboard. "Relax," Malcolm said, pressing buttons with the same casual air as someone adjusting thermostat settings. "If it holds under catastrophic load, it'll hold under normal conditions. Don't worry, we've got safety redundancies." The station shuddered, groaned, and screamed like the universe's largest whale in labor. Lights flickered. Gravity buckled. The Kalari delegate fainted. When the station stabilized, Malcolm beamed. "See? Rock solid. You could park a singularity on this thing and it wouldn't budge." Counselor Ravax muttered weakly, "Why would anyone park a singularity on a station?" Malcolm shrugged. Contingency planning. Polite menace had become their brand. As weeks passed, the galaxy's curiosity warped into fear. Humans demonstrated construction methods that bordered on sorcery. They rethreaded wormholes like they were changing shoelaces. They casually discussed scenarios involving planetary crust failure with the same tone others used to debate lunch. They carried duct tape like a religious artifact. And all the while, they smiled, joked, and offered coffee. The Oscari, an arachnid species notorious for their iron discipline, finally confronted Malcolm after one too many unnerving demonstrations. What happens if your engineers turn these skills toward war? Malcolm smiled kindly, almost apologetically. Oh, counselor, we'd never use our skills for war. He sipped coffee, then added softly, "That's what the soldiers are for. We're just here to build them better toys." The chamber went so silent you could hear galaxies expand. The climax began with an accident, or at least, it looked like one. A rival species, the Varn, had grown tired of humanity's rising reputation. They sabotaged a human construction site orbiting a barren world, hoping to embarrass them. Instead, the humans treated the catastrophe like a puzzle. Where others would evacuate, the engineers stayed. They rerouted collapsing energy lines, redirected orbital debris into temporary shielding, and laughed about stress testing under live-fire conditions. When the Varn sent a fleet to finish the job, humanity revealed what they'd really been building. From the fractured shell of that barren world rose engines the size of continents, humming with brutal elegance. The humans hadn't been constructing a habitat. They'd been building a weaponized gravitational resonator, something that could, with precise tuning, shatter a planet like glass. "Not aimed at you," Malcolm explained politely as the alien fleet scrambled to retreat. "We just needed proof of concept. Rest easy." He smiled. "If we'd aimed at you, you wouldn't be here to worry about it." Fear became chaos. Across the galaxy, species argued. Were the humans geniuses, lunatics, or both? The Kalari tried to dismiss them as reckless barbarians. The Oscari whispered about divine punishment wrapped in orange safety vests. The Thesari retreated into logic spirals, muttering about statistical impossibility. But the evidence was undeniable. Humanity didn't just fight wars. They rewrote the battlefield itself. Their soldiers were dangerous. Their engineers were apocalyptic. The resolution came at the next council session, when the galaxy demanded assurances. "Swear," thundered Councillor Ravax, "that your engineers will never again destabilize a planet." Malcolm leaned forward, hands folded politely. "Of course we'll swear. Absolutely. Never again, without proper authorization, a signed waiver, and at least 3 safety officers present." "You jest," Ravax hissed. Malcolm's smile never wavered. "Oh, Counselor, humanity doesn't joke about safety protocols." The chamber erupted in outrage. But amidst the shouting, a handful of species fell quiet. They weren't looking at Malcolm's grin. They were staring at the schematics glowing faintly on the humans' holopads, designs so vast, so audacious, that even glancing at them felt like trespassing into the mind of a god. The final twist was whispered only once, in private, long after the session adjourned. One alien aide dared to ask Malcolm the question no one else would. Why? Why reveal all this? Why terrify the galaxy? Malcolm chuckled softly, tapping his coffee mug against the table. Reveal? Oh no. You misunderstand. He leaned in close, his voice honey-smooth and terrifying. This isn't us showing off. He paused, eyes gleaming. This is just the demo. And far out beyond the rim, in the dark between stars, entire worlds shifted where the humans had already been at work. The galaxy thought Earth had sent its engineers. The truth was darker. Earth had sent its warning.